That our relationship to help can leave us controlling, anxious, and unnourished. We're so busy outside of ourselves, trying to help everybody around us. That can have devastating effects, especially over a span of time. And so to see this, you as the one that does not ask for help, and then the other board is somebody in your life trying to help you because they can see that you need it, but you don't allow. And so that's the conversation. No, I'm the one that helps. You don't get to help me. And sometimes we lose sight on our relationships and the consequences of our actions within our relationships. Relationships are nourishing. They can be. And ideally they are. If we warp them, they're no longer that. They're the things that actually deplete us if we're not tending to our relationships. And fundamentally, ideally, you're tending to your relationship, to yourself, in a way that's nourishing. In some ways you do that, in some ways you don't. So let me dig into this. See if you can see yourself. I don't ask for help. I don't ask because I'm concerned about being seen as a bother, useless, or potentially being rejected. No, thank you. It's too risky to put myself out like that. Too exposed, too vulnerable, no thank you. Instead of asking for help and taking such a risk, I give help, whether it's wanted or not. I don't care if you don't want my help. Let me help you. Let me straighten out your clothes or do your dishes or, I don't know, whatever. Whatever you need, I'm here. Just let me help. Just get out of the way. Let me do things for you. And we can be a pushy kind of helper, which is kind of strange, isn't it? Like, stop resisting. I'm trying to help you. If I'm giving help, then I'm not asking for it. This way I'm safe from being harmed. And that's one of the ways in which we can disguise ourselves in our practice and strategy of help. I help, I don't give it. Then I'm not at risk of being exposed in some manner. Being seen as a bother. Being seen as useless. The potential of being rejected. Therefore, I have to always help, whether I want to or not. The resentful helper. Why are you such a bother? I always have to help you. And that's where we can play out some trickery. We want people to rely on us, so they're dependent on us. So they have to come to us for help. We can get bothered by that. And in part, the idea is to keep people weak around us, so we're stronger. We're the ones in control. We can do that through help. Keep everybody weak around us, and so they're dependent on us, the individual. And so they're consistently and constantly coming to us. It's a very dangerous relationship, because not only is everybody weak around us, we're weak ourselves. It's not a nourishing environment to spend time in. Nobody's getting what they need in an experience such as this. Consequently, I need others, and I will make sure others need me. You'll always be dependent on me. And there's a part of us that wants that. Always rely on me. Then I'll be useful. I'm never being rejected because you always need me. And in all of that, I have a place. I'm a good person. Look at me help everybody. I have a role. I have an identity. The problem with that is in the absence of that, we don't know who we are. Who are you in the absence of being the helper? Sometimes we don't know. And so therefore, we're dependent on other people, just as much as others are dependent on us. We play that over a span of time that has some hefty consequences attached to it. It's very easy to develop a practice, to develop a habit. Then all of a sudden we're just that, and we lose sight of it. One of the benefits of having good relationships around, that people smack us around every once in a while and say, hey, smarten up. You're out of sorts. You need to do something other than what you've been doing because it doesn't look very good on you. It's like, okay. And how important it is to have a balanced approach to such a topic, such a practice of wanting to be the helper. There's a side of us that's very generous, that wants to be of service, that wants to contribute, which is more aligned to your values. There's the other side of us that's the helper. That's the depleting side of us. The idea is not to deplete yourself, that to have a reciprocal relationship with yourself, that you can give back to you, the source, the you that wants to be out in the world making a difference with people. That's what's so brilliant about this practice, that we have that capacity to continuously contribute to ourselves, but that has to be by design. It doesn't happen automatically. You have to choose it. That's a very difficult choice at times. And so I have a question for you. You, the helper, the one that's out there in the world, the smothering helper side of you. Who's the poor soul that you focus that attention on more than anybody else? Who is that in your life? Maybe it's a child. Maybe it's your partner. Maybe it's a family member. Maybe it's a poor coworker sitting next to you. Who knows? And so this is my attempt to make this real in your life, that you can find yourself in this conversation. Real life, real time. I have another question for you. What's one thing in your life that you could stop doing that would help you? If you stopped doing it, it would be good for you. Whatever that is. Maybe it's helping someone the way in which you do. Maybe it's some habit that you have that would be worthwhile breaking. Whatever that is. What would it be like? Who would you need to be if you were to release control? Whoa, that's intense and amazing. But that's possible. And what's possible is a different level of nourishment. The attempt to balance your relationship to what we've been speaking about. How you relate to help. How you give it, how you receive it. If we're constantly giving it and don't have the capacity to receive it, it's a non-nourishing experience. Take care of yourself like you care for others. That's the attempt in practice.